Hi, Branwen.
Hi.
What is your favourite line from Mando Season 1, Episode 7 and or 8?
Would anyone care for some tea? That started off as nothing and slightly turned into an IG impersonation, but didn't really work, so we'll go with it. Seah, what's your favourite line from The Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 7 and 8?
Oh, I've got loads, but I'm going with, can I offer you a libation to celebrate the closing of our shared narrative?
That was literally going to be mine until about 2 seconds ago. And then I changed it.
I told you we might end up with the same one.
It's an infamous line. We love it. It goes down in history of lines in Star Wars, I think.
I was just like, what are you even trying to say? I haven't... I had to pause it and listen again and be like, I don't even understand what that means.
We love you, the client. We love you.
Yeah.
You're listening to Sisters of the Force. I'm Branwen.
And I'm Seah.
And today we're going to delve into The Mandalorian Season 1, Episodes 7 and 8, which are outrageously good episodes. Before we get into them, don't forget, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Sisters of the Force Pod, or if you go on YouTube or Blue Sky, you can find us at Sisters of the Force. And if you go on any of our links in bio type things, you'll find a link to our merch page on Redbubble where you can buy fancy.
This is not a
Sisters
visual medium,
Force.
But, you know, we're wearing
got
merch.
her hoodie on, which we love. But you can also get all sorts of other wonderful things. I may have bought some family presents from our own Redbubble store, which I think is the way to go. So yeah, go on. There's only one design on there at the moment, but there's loads of different things. You can get that on.
There will be more.
There will be more. This week, we are also incredibly privileged and excited to welcome an amazing friend of both of ours, John Paul Davies.
Hello.
Welcome to the pod.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's so good to be reunited.
Thank you for having me.
In a Star Warsy kind of way.
Yeah. It's kind of a new unison for us. I just made that word up. Unison.
A new nation.
Unison.
That's going on the merch instantly.
Yes. This is Sisters of the Force Unison. I love it.
Actually, you both appreciate this. I'm reading Rick Rubin's book, and he just makes words up. Yeah.
Excellent.
Does he?
Yeah, just makes words up and just checks if they're okay and decides if they make more sense than what he would otherwise use, just uses them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
It feels like quite a kind of muso-y thing to do.
I think so.
And definitely a Rick Rubin thing to do.
Definitely.
Which is amazing. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Well, we know you as like a musician, songwriter, performer, and teacher, and all sorts of other amazing things. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And how did you get into Star Wars? Like, where did your Star Wars journey begin?
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to go with. Musician and teacher was going to be my line.
Your go-to.
So I'll go with the Star Wars. So Star Wars, I would have come across them on TV first. It would have been the films every Christmas when they used to come round. 4, 5, 6, the original trilogy. Yeah. That would have been the ones that I would have seen coming on TV.
Like Christmas and stuff.
Yeah. So trying to think today, would I have actually watched them in order first time round? I may well not have. I may have well just seen whatever was on, and it might have been the 40 minutes when you got back from your grand's house and you just happened to turn up. You know, it might have been that sort of situation, and it's like a drip feed that gradually I sort of understood. This is what's happening. So I would be probably very small. But I do distinctly remember that my first proper cinematic experiences of Star Wars were Caravan of Courage. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then the Battle of Endor, I think it's called, the second one.
Yeah. So you saw them at the cinema?
I definitely saw Caravan of Courage in Branwen Cinema. I remember that distinctly, yeah.
Wow. Because we were debating this a while ago as to like whether they even made it to the cinema, whether they were just like VHS. But evidently they did.
They did.
I'm sure. Wow. Maybe unless I've fabricated the memory myself, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure
you
you're
sound
right.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it was, and then the Ewoks cartoon and the droids cartoon. So those were a big part of my childhood. Yeah, they were really big. I've tried to watch them again with Oliver, my 7-year-old, and they are so bad. I mean, my gosh, they're wonderful, but like the audio quality, it's like really hard to hear what's going on. It's like hard to actually pick it out.
Excellent.
More so Ewoks, droids less so. Droids was actually okay.
I was going to say, I haven't gone back to the Ewoks one, but the droids one I have been watching, and I know what you mean. It's very 80s sound, and like the theme tune is like, it sounds like Stranger Things sound design to make it sound 80s kind of thing.
Yeah. But I mean, I loved them at the time. They were, compulsive viewing for us as kids, definitely. Yeah. So that's my big into Star Wars was really those, because we didn't even have a video player, let alone have them on VHS. So it literally was whatever came on TV, that was it.
It's amazing that we just have access to them all now, like even those cartoons. Like, it's wild. You don't know how lucky you are, kids.
You don't. It's crazy. We just whatever came round, as I say, on TV once a year. That would be
watch it.
You just had to take your chances, and
I was gonna ask if you have any favourite lines from these 2 episodes.
I do. And they're all Grief Karga lines. Because every line he has is amazing. And his delivery of them all, of course, is amazing. So my favourite one, full stop, is, "He's trying to eat me." Which I absolutely love. Before Grogu actually saves his life. But I've also got, "Come on, baby, do the magic hand thing."
That was like my other choice. Definitely, that was up there for me. Yeah.
My second choice was, "You might be surprised to hear this, but I am alive too."
But probably the nicest one is, "Some of my favourite people are bounty hunters."
Yeah.
I think it's a lovely line. That's a lovely line,
great.
These 2 episodes are wild. I'd forgotten how... I think I started watching episode 7 on Saturday, I think it was, and thought, it's the finale, a couple of episodes. I can kind of remember what happens.
Sure.
Haven't watched it for a few weeks or whatever. And but then as they went on, and I was writing things down, I had to keep stopping and rewinding because they suddenly throw so much Star Wars lore at us.
Yeah.
Like, in quite a subliminal way at first, which I think is why I didn't remember it being like that until you actually start analysing.
Well, it's all kind of like, they do it all very, and here's a big lore drop that we're just going to assume you know. Or like... Yeah,
which is very on brand for Star Wars. Like, I think we've said that in earlier episodes where they just drop you in as though you know what's happening. It's the classic is Ben Kenobi, years ago when I served with your father in the Clone Wars. What Clone Wars?
What are you talking about?
But it's definitely something that exists already. And there's a lot of that in these episodes. To the point where this is 6 years ago that these came out, 6 years ago in the US. Why did they get it before us? It's not fair. 5 years ago here. But all that stuff now is so entrenched in the lore that it feels weird that this is the origin of some of those things. But we'll get into those things as we go along a little bit. And you can stop me going down too many rabbit holes. That's what I see.
I'll do my best.
So, John Paul, we do this in all different ways, but lately we've been kind of going through roughly in order within an episode kind of thing. Just sort of like talking about each of the different scenes or the different sort of interesting points that come along in the kind of flow of the story. So if you're down with that, we'll probably delve into it.
Go in from the beginning.
Yeah. Before we even get into it, by the way, we should say we'll do episode 7 first, The Reckoning, which is directed by Deborah Chow, who you may recognise from the previous episode when she was an X-Wing pilot. Like, she was committing horrific war crimes along with Dave Filoni and Rick Famuyiwa, just like blowing up people with no real... Anyway, so she's also known as being the kind of showrunner / director of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Right.
So it's a shame that it's not a shame because she made us that series, which is amazing, but it meant that she wasn't so involved in Mando season 3 because she was tied up doing Obi-Wan.
She's hanging out with Ewan, it's fine.
Yeah, she's bringing us some more Ewan magic, which we're always going to be here for. Season 2, maybe? Dun, dun, dun. Before we even get into the episode, we've got my heart breaking because we see Quill and you already know what's going to happen if you've seen it before. And so you're seeing Quill and you're like, oh no, I know why you're showing me him now and it's not fair. And
what, in the recap?
Yeah.
Oh, I skipped the recaps.
Oh,
I didn't.
Controversial.
It'd been too long.
yeah, it's been a while.
It's only been 2 weeks for me. So.
When did you watch these first, John Paul, originally?
Well, a little late. So I reckon a couple of years ago. I was a little late on them. Yeah. So I think I didn't start ending them until season 2 was out. So, yeah.
But that's cool. So you could just kind of watch through those 2 seasons.
Yeah.
See, that's how I like to do things. I like to have enough out that I can binge it all in one go.
I didn't do Andor at all until they were all done.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was just blew my mind.
That must have been an intense few weeks.
It was. Kate was marking, and it was just on. Okay, so Kate's never seen Star Wars. You might know this about her. My wife has never seen a single second of Star Wars until I put it on, and I knew she wouldn't want to watch because she was just marking it wouldn't distract her. And then it's that amazing few episodes with The Name Is Gone, Gollum.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, the prison break.
Yeah, and she couldn't stop watching it. So she watched all the rest of it. She put a marking down and she watched every single episode from then to the end. So Kate has now seen some Star Wars.
Excellent.
Amazing. What a thing to come in on.
I know. I know.
Welcome to the rebellion, like literally.
Yeah. But like you were saying about dropping lore and things, I think they do that very, very well, actually. And it's just, because it's knowledge that you don't need to have yet.
Yeah.
But it widens the universe, doesn't it?
It does,
instantly.
Yeah.
So I think you can ignore a lot, can't you? Just take it as this is just what it is. This is just the universe you're in, and then just gradually absorb things. I like that. I've always liked that about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think
That's very
that
clever.
thing of loving fandoms and, TV and film worlds where they are very dense and detailed, and because not everything is,
No.
a feature film comes out and it's just a one-off film, they're not going to give you that level of detail. But as a fan of stuff that is bigger and has a broader kind of like history and lore about it, then I love that thing of being carried along for the ride kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of soaks into you via osmosis until suddenly you realize that you know so much about this world and you don't really know how you know so much about this world.
I think it's interesting because I sometimes have the opposite problem with things. Is if there's too much, I'm then put off because I go, this is too much of a big commitment to get invested in all of this because there's so much going on.
Yeah. I feel that has been putting people off with Star Wars, and the more shows come out and the more film come out, a lot of potential Star Wars fans would be, oh no, I don't know where to start. And
I think the MCU suffered from that a little bit, didn't it? For lots of people coming in when it got big, realizing they had like 10 years of films to watch to catch up on it.
Well, that's where I haven't done that.
Yeah,
because I've just gone, that's too much.
I've spent time trying to persuade people who are going to like that kind of thing, but the whole of the 21 or 22 films or whatever it is, it's amazing. But you're then like asking them to commit 42 hours of time to something they may or may not be interested in. Yeah, it is difficult, but hopefully these storytellers, in terms of Lucasfilm, I don't know about Marvel. I think Marvel do it pretty well as well. If you just jump into something, you will catch up.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, some of the Star Wars shows maybe more so than others. Like you could probably watch The Acolyte with no other knowledge of Star Wars.
Definitely,
of anything.
Enjoy it as like a weird fantasy sci-fi.
Yeah, because I have no knowledge of that era at all.
No.
And I just watched it.
Yeah.
I just loved it. Yeah.
It just doesn't need to connect. I mean, there are connections, and if you read all the High Republic books and blah, 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 but you don't have to. Whereas some of the others, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, for instance, as a series might not work so well because
if you didn't know stuff.
It really relies on a lot of those ties and in some ways nostalgia a little bit. I'm not saying that it's that's its only purpose. Of course it has an interesting story to it, and it gives us much more information about some characters that we thought we knew really well, and there are still some surprises, but for a non-initiated viewer it's probably not the one
it's not
to
really a
start
standalone.
I think possibly this is why Mando was such a success, because when it started, although here we are at the end of season 1 talking about the fact that there's a lot of lore in it, it doesn't start like that. In fact, up until this point, there's not really much of that. It's all new. We've got new planets, we've got new characters. There's very little of pre-existing Star Wars injected into it in terms of actual direct references and people and places.
Yeah.
It's all kind of new. It's only now at the end of season 1, and I think watching it the first time round, we all began to think, oh, this is a bit bigger than we thought it was going to be.
We're linking.
Yeah. We're sort of like, oh,
some links.
Rebels, Clone Wars, whatever. Like there are little seeds of connection being sown here that definitely, as we'll see when we go on into season 2 and 3, like it builds on massively.
So we've got this beginning of Grief coming in hologram form.
Yeah.
And giving us some great exposition.
Am I right in thinking, was this the message that in the previous episode, Zero the droid was watching? Or was he watching an older one?
No, he was watching the older one.
Right, okay.
He was watching a previous one talking about the client and talking about having the asset. So he was watching an old one. And I'm pretty sure this one's coming in kind of
live
as Mando's viewing it. It's like a live
one. It
feels
live, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he's straight away, like, then Mando's on a mission. He's got to get his team together, which I love.
Yeah.
I love the sort of payoff of, let's go and revisit all these people that we've met along the way. It's such an 80s like fantasy movie vibe.
Like, gathering the crew.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, do they do that in The Dark Crystal or one of those types of films? Labyrinth, there's a bit of that.
Yeah, they do a bit of that.
Yeah. And first stop is Kara, back to
Yes.
Sorgan.
I thought that she was meant to be laying low. She's fighting in a bar.
She can't help herself.
No.
I did discover in the Art of the Mandalorian Season 1 book that originally, instead of this amazing wrestling game that she's playing with this guy, they had like a board game with floating pieces designed with these little triangles that kind of face each other.
Do you think that was before they cast an MMA fighter?
Very likely, yeah.
And then went, wait.
I don't know. I think the early artwork, it did look like her, and I think they kind of cast her. But I think they made the right choice because this is so exciting. They've got like pod racer, you know, the little
tethers.
Yeah, the little electricity tether thing that holds a pod race together. It's like them holding people together.
Holding them together.
And they use it as a weapon as well.
Yeah, she kind of strangles him with it.
Yeah, that's how she wins, isn't it, at the end?
It's terrifying.
She's tied to him, but also,
Yeah, amazing. And we get to celebrate with a huge bottle of Spotchka, which we now know and will want for Christmas.
Spotchka?
Spotchka's the blue luminous drink that they have.
Is that Spotchka?
It's Spotchka, and it's something like, what is it, 12 parts krill?
Yeah, we looked up the recipe, and it's krill. I don't know if you remember, but in the episode called The Sanctuary, where it's like this nice little fishing village on a nice planet.
Yeah,
and they're
I love
fishing.
That one.
Yeah, so
that's Kara's first episode, is it?
Yeah. He finds her, and they go to rescue the village. It's the Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
And the fishing village, they fish for this blue krill, which are like little, shellfish type things or crustaceans, I suppose they are. And they brew.
That's what they make Spotchka.
Alcoholic Spotchka out of it, and it's massively in demand, which is why they're being attacked.
That sounds disgusting.
It does sound repulsive, but they evidently love it. It pops up again in the Book of Boba Fett when. Oh no, hang on! It pops up again first in Mando Season 2 on Tatooine. So it's like across the Outer Rim.
It pops up in Episode 8 as well.
Yes. It's definitely the drink of kings. in the
Spotchka watch.
Yeah.
Spotchka watch.
Spotchka watch. We shall track Spotchka. But that's like the first chapter, I guess, of his recruitment is persuading Kara. As soon as he mentions that the client is an Imperial, she's all in. Having been...
She's like, yeah, all right, sure.
Yeah, like you said, she was trying to lay low. She's in a potentially dangerous position as an ex-Republic a shock trooper, and she doesn't want to draw attention, but she does when it comes to taking out an Imperial. So she's all in.
She's all in, and she's remarkably loyal to Mando all the way through these 2 episodes, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially in episode 2.
I was quite struck by that, watching it again.
Yeah, definitely.
You mean episode 8, sorry. What do you mean 2 of them?
Yeah, sorry, yes. Episode 8, yeah.
Episode 8, yeah.
Yeah, she does all sorts of things beyond her pay grade, if you like. You know, she was just recruited to help him out, but in the end is trying to save his life repeatedly and taking huge risks to do so. So she's the kind of friend you want to have.
Yeah. She feels really invested in it all, doesn't she? From the off.
Yeah, and it feels like it's for him. Whereas a lot of the other help he gets is because of Grogu, because who wouldn't, you know, he's great.
Yeah. He's cute.
He's adorable.
He's cute.
But she seems to be doing it for the Mandalorian, for him.
She doesn't particularly like Grogu either. So.
No, she's offered to carry him at one point, and she's like, "Oh, I don't really do babies."
Yeah, don't do babies. Yeah.
And he did try and kill her. So
true. Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, maybe there is something. There's a little enmity between them. before we get to the second chapter, we have that hilarious bit where Grogu kind of peeks down at them and Kara's checking out all the guns in Mando's huge collection. And we see Grogu's head appear upside down. He's just like looking down from the hatch. And then the ship goes wildly out of control because he's starting to play with the controls. He's so perfect.
He's doing a little toddler thing. Button bashing.
But here's where the lore starts to really kick in. Well, it's kind of projecting lore into where the story may or may not go in the future once we get back to Quill's farm, and there's this fascinating conversation about cloning.
Oh, the genetic splicing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where he asks if he's a gene splice.
Yeah, he says, I think it might be a strand cast, is Mando's line. And your ears immediately prick up. Particularly if you watched The Rise of Skywalker, I suppose The Last Jedi to an extent, and, we don't really know what's going on by this point. But yeah, it kind of made my ears prick up anyway, all this talk of gene farms and strand casts. I don't think we've ever heard the term strand cast before.
No, I didn't quite catch it, actually.
Yeah, it's quite a subliminal lore drop, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, no, I remember the conversation, but I didn't catch that term. I didn't quite hear what you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very throwaway line, and it's before the really interesting stuff. It's what starts the conversation. It's what makes Quill start to respond and talk about the fact that he used to work in gene farms, in genetics and stuff. He says this one looks evolved, which I guess is a version, like, I suppose you could say there are sort of different tiers of genetics, one being a clone, like a clone trooper who's been manufactured by the Kaminoans, and then you've got like Boba Fett, who's like a clone but with no adjustments or accelerated growth and all that kind of stuff. And then you've got what Quill calls somebody who's evolved, which means somebody who isn't cloned.
Just kind of born rather than cloned.
But it creates this kind of almost hierarchy, and it's a bit, I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah. Which has been a storyline throughout the Clone Wars, and the value of the clones as people, as beings.
Yeah.
They're kind of disposable weapons in a way, but at the same time, when you've got series like The Bad Batch, where we get to know the clones and their individuality and all that kind of thing.
Makes it all a bit more.
Yeah, probably going off on a tangent here a little bit. But it does make us instantly think about what was happening to Grogu and why did the client want him and what was Dr. Pershing going to do to him. We heard talk of M counts, and, our brains as Star Wars fans are immediately ignited.
Yeah, because later on, Grief sort of discards it all a bit, doesn't he? And says, a pet, or, I think
Petrie wants to eat it.
And suggested by the stormtroopers that it's going to be eaten. So there's lots of that sort of discarding of the idea. But I think, there's much more, because knowing the client.
Yeah.
I think we know there's much more going on there, don't we?
Definitely. Yeah. And we know, which not everybody knows in the story, that Grogu has powers.
Yeah.
And is clearly force sensitive. We know nothing else beyond that, really, at this point. We still don't know an awful lot about that side of Grogu, and we still don't know much about the cloning thing either. I think we know ultimately where the cloning thing is going to go from The Rise of Skywalker, which is kind of, and we've talked about this a lot, about whether it's okay for Star Wars to say, here's a film, and there's this kind of infamous line that gets dropped by Poe where somehow Palpatine returned, and everyone says, oh, well, that's just stupid. Why didn't we know anything about that? Well, we haven't had the content to tell us that yet. And is it okay that we're now retrospectively going to get all of that?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Yeah.
It's kind of like...
Do it that way.
Because the film was in the cinema for how long? What, months?
Yeah.
Whereas the canon's going to be there forever, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely.
Make it work.
And Star Wars has always been a kind of,
out of order.
Yeah, exactly. Since the end of the original trilogy, it's been built and built and built outwards and backwards and all roundwards. And that's just how Star Wars storytelling works. And if we're not used to it by now...
Yeah. Noah was telling me about a way to watch them the other day. He was saying that you should watch now, the best that's been suggested, 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 6.
I've heard that. Ooh. So is that called the machete? Yeah. Is that the machete order?
Is it? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I love that. It sounds great.
That is cool. Okay.
There's kind of expansions on that as well now with Solo and, the animated series and stuff, which it is so difficult. Like, how do you, because in some ways you don't want spoilers, but at the same time, it's kind of fun seeing.
You've got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even though we knew that Darth Vader was Luke's father, Anakin Skywalker, I still had the biggest thrill watching Revenge of the Sith for the first time in the cinema. It's like the most bizarre film to watch because you know where it's going to end, pretty much.
But Obi-Wan's the same. The series, series is the same, as you know where it's going to go. But I was constantly in fear for Leia the whole way through. It's regardless of
how does that
the fact
work?
you know what's happening. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It's wild, but it's definitely something that I love about Star Wars, the ever-expanding threads and stories and the interconnections between it all. And I was so happy at this point, I think, realizing, this is about cloning. It just got me so excited because there's so much already in Star Wars about that, but this is a part of it that we've never seen, and this whole idea of Force cloning and the possibilities.
So was Quill insulting Cara with his comment about her?
I don't think so. I think
it felt a bit like an insult.
Maybe. I mean, he's quite... we were talking about it with Sarah in episodes 1 and 2, how he's just very forthright about how he speaks.
Yeah.
He's very precise and, intentional. I don't think he would play those kinds of games. I think it just...
No.
It's easy to interpret it like that.
Yeah. She seemed to.
Yeah.
I think, she seemed to, but then she would.
She would.
Yeah. No, she would. Yeah.
She's quite uptight about these kinds of things.
She is,
I did have a note about her just being, she's very perceptive, but she's just so quick to like jump on a thing.
Yeah. I kind of like that about her character. Like,
I like it.
Yeah, spontaneity kind of thing. The little montage, and we know that Jon Favreau loves a montage. We've had so many montages already, and we're only in season 1 still. But the flashback of him rebuilding IG, and it's almost like Frankenstein, where he's bringing electricity to bring this being back. He's got that TIE fighter cockpit window on his worktop somehow. It's like the design of it is all really cool. And the music is like, it's a kung fu montage, 100%. With the little flutes and strings and stuff. It's just so, perfectly stylistic and right in the Mandalorian.
I love IG-11. He's great.
He is so great.
Well, I couldn't believe how much we cared about him in 2 episodes.
I know.
I mean, I know we've seen him before, but we haven't seen him in this state before.
We haven't seen him.
So suddenly we've gone from literally, 20 minutes into in episode 7, he's introduced, and then that's it. We care about him immensely about the rest of the whole thing, and to the point where his sacrifice is
devastating. Yeah,
what a character arc.
Yeah.
Do we think that there's a little bit of residual care as well from episode 1, where we only saw him for 1 scene, and he was being slightly ridiculous because he kept wanting to self-destruct to stop himself falling into the wrong hands, but he teamed up with Mando, and he was going to kill the asset at the end, and only Mando stopped him at the last minute from killing Grogu, but he didn't know. He was programmed to do that, and that was his mission. But he was helping Mando, and I feel like there's a little bit of residual.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But I just couldn't believe how well it was done in this short.
It's still very short,
space of time.
Yeah, even with that.
I think it's also part of the Quill thing because we care about Quill so much at that point, and Quill's done all this work, and that's what the montage is there for, to show you how much work that Quill put in.
Yeah, definitely.
To making him so sweet, turning him into a nurse.
And Taika's voice acting.
Taika's amazing.
That does really help.
Ridiculous monotone IG thing, but it's just adorable. Especially when he's got lines like, "Would anyone care for some tea?" It's just hilarious.
He's lush.
Quill has also got this thing about service, which I totally get. It's a really interesting part of his character. We know Ugnaughts were treated really badly.
What I do love is when he says, "I gave 3 lifetimes."
Yes.
I think it's just, you suddenly have this depth to him that we didn't have before at all, about how his sacrifice and what he's done to earn his place now.
Yeah.
I think that's really... I can't get over how good a character he is, actually.
He's incredible.
Not just the writing of the character, but the presentation with, combination of CGI and of actual
Misty's performance,
modeling
robotics,
and the voice performance from Nick Nolte is incredible.
My note was that he's lovely.
He is lovely.
Does sum it up. He is. It's heartbreaking. We just want him more, please. He kind of chooses to come because he wants to save the child from Imperial capture, because he understands what it's like to be in service to the Empire. I think that's the point about his, servitude. And that's what motivates him to be there.
Interesting that both their motivations then are the Empire, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, from different perspectives.
In different ways.
Yeah, different perspectives, yeah.
But considering that the Empire is in retreat at this point and the timeline, they are still evidently quite a feature of the Outer Rim, which I think is where most of the Imperial Remnant have kind of holed up in their own little factions. And it's obviously still quite a thing.
And that's what I really love about Mando is that when you get to the end of Return of the Jedi, you think that's it, don't you?
Yeah.
You think everything's just been turned off.
Yeah.
And everything's disappeared. Yeah. And then you don't ever think, actually, they're just there still.
It's going to take quite a while to dismantle.
That's why, it was quite shocked because I sort of knew where it was in the timeline. And at the start, I was like, oh, hang on a sec. How are these guys still around? It was, I love that about it.
There's some really cool stuff about the different ways that manifests. In this, for instance, we see the Client and his stormtrooper guard who all look a bit beaten up and their armor's dirty and, they very much look like decommissioned troopers. But then Moff Gideon's troopers are all pristine.
They're pretty nice
And then
looking.
There are some other characters in some of the novels that have come out in the same time period. There's a whole load of them on Kashyyyk, the Wookiee home planet, and they've gone very kind of rogue and feral almost.
Gone native.
Yeah.
As it used to be.
And then in Ahsoka, we've got Grand Admiral Thrawn's troopers who are different again. It's like this whole... Whereas when the Empire was still in power, in
course.
quotes,
they're all the same.
Everything was uniform. But here we've got all these different Imperial warlords
factions.
and Moffs and stuff.
Kind of like the Mandalorians then, because we've got different factions of them as well.
Ooh, I'd never thought of that. That's really interesting. Yeah, like this.
I only had that thought right now.
I love it. I love that thought. This is why we're here, to find these thoughts. Yeah, absolutely.
So we've assembled a crew. We've gone back to Navarro.
Yeah.
My next note was, nice standoff, I want a blurg.
I love that we're getting more blurgs. I love how they fitted the blurgs into the Razor Crest.
Yeah.
There's a little diagram in the art of the
bringing...
Mandalorian book, and they're showing you like how they had to make sure that the Razor Crest had enough space in the hold, and they draw like the scale of the blurgs to make sure that they could fit. I think they only fitted 2 in the drawing, but 3 come out on the
3 come out.
So there's a little bit of blurg cheating.
Bit of poetic license there.
It wouldn't look the same if they only had 2 though, because they all needed one for that standoff.
Yeah, it's a good standoff.
It is apparently that I have not seen Once Upon a Time in the West. I must admit, it's another film I need to watch.
Ooh.
But apparently there's a strong element of that in this kind of Grief Mando standoff, team up kind of thing.
I've seen it. I think it's just a standard kind of
like a Western trope.
Yeah, it's a standard Western trope. Yeah, I mean it's in lots of things, isn't it? But it's probably just a strong example in that film.
Yeah, that's cool.
I wanted to know a bit more about the bounty hunters that Grief brings with him.
We don't get to find out very much.
We don't get anything about them. No.
I love that they're a really good example of how good character designers think about the silhouette. And I've definitely read that a lot in Star Wars. Like if you look at most Star Wars bad guys or good guys even, I mean, look at Darth Vader, the silhouette, you don't need any more than that to tell you who it is. And across the board in fantasy and sci-fi, especially where you've got a lot more room to play with different races and species and so on. But they all have slightly different like helmets and goggle configurations. And there are a few different races in there.
Clever. My next question is, we had a strange creature, a weird goat wolf thing on the lava lake.
John Paul, we've been tracking this thing.
What is it?
It's a Star Wars thing of establishing shots with creatures in the near foreground. So the kind of original is Jabba's palace with a little frog thing that catches a little bug or something. And it's become a thing in Star Wars. It's definitely like a conscious decision to do this. This is a slight adaptation because the goat is quite big and it's not a massive wide shot. Establishing shot. It's like a travel shot, isn't it? They're kind of still on the blurgs.
They're just walking across. Yeah.
Is that the goat that they are then turning on the spit a few minutes later?
Oh no! I hadn't considered that.
I hadn't until this watch through, and I thought, well, what is that goat doing there? Apart from being a standard Star Wars
eaten
droid, but pretty sure it looked about the right size. And, well, it's something, isn't it? They've caught
some
kind of Navarro wildlife, which must be fairly thin on the ground on a lava planet.
And that's the most disappointing bit of that whole scene. They don't get a chance to eat it.
No.
No.
It's just suddenly whipped out.
Yeah. Did the creatures fly off with the thing off the spit as well?
Yeah,
that's the first thing that happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I noted that, that wasn't the only thing that got taken.
No.
One of the
was
blurgs
the first thing
goes,
to go.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
One gets taken altogether and one gets, I think, killed.
One of the bounty hunters goes, I think.
Yeah.
Brutal.
It is brutal.
What are they? What are the dragon things?
They're called Reptavians.
Reptavians.
Particularly imaginative title. As the avians that are reptiles.
I
think they're loosely based on Ralph McQuarrie's creatures. One of the creatures from Dagobah, that when he was doing like the concept art for Dagobah in the original trilogy, and I think it was a snake lizard or something like that. It was called, or a snake bird. I can't remember the name of it. It was the same thing where it's like two names jammed together to make a new alien name. And I think design-wise, that's kind of what they look like. They're sort of bat-like, aren't they? A little bit. They've got more dragony,
a bit like dragons.
Yeah, dragon wings.
Dragony, I felt.
Little dragons.
Yeah, and the poisonous fangs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because they take a bite out of poor old Grief.
Oh, Grief. Just before we get there, he's trying to eat me.
Yeah. It's kind of quite like it creeps up on you, the scene, because it's initially just, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. But then he's gradually like, I don't think I'm going to make it, guys. It turns into that, which is pretty terrifying. But yeah. Grogu saves the day, which is this our first instance of, we saw Grogu trying to heal Mando.
He tried to heal Mando before, but Mando kept putting him away.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was trying to do.
Putting him
I don't
back
think.
in his crib.
Yeah, which is really silly because he could have just helped you heal.
Could have just healed him. Yeah.
But I think this is the first time we actually.
Yeah, this is the first time he actually manages to do it, and then they're off.
They're off.
My next note was, quick, new plan. Make a new plan as fast as possible.
There is some lush music, which was almost going to be my favourite music cue of the travel thing. It's like this kind of samurai. There's some flutes, but they sound a little bit Eastern, even though they're just traditional Western, like classical flutes. But they're playing those kind of Eastern-y kind of lines. So amazing orchestrations. Love it.
I was getting Lawrence of Arabia sort of vibes and that as well. That sort of sweeping, epic sort of feel. And the travelling as well. It just all had that sort of tone to it.
Same stuff going on,
There's quite a variety tonally of music in this.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, a bit of a plot twist because Grief just turns on his men and decides
Are all his men dead at this point?
Well, he kills the last two and explains that they were going to kill Mando, but because Grogu healed him, he's changed his mind and he wants to keep Grogu as well. And he's gradually falling in love with Grogu. Inevitably.
Yeah, because I got the vibe that Grogu healed him because he was so nice to him when he picked him up and looked at him for the first time.
Yeah, he was just giving nice vibes, wasn't he?
Yeah. So interesting that at that point he was thinking of betraying him and Grogu didn't pick up on it.
Wow.
Grogu doesn't really seem to pick up on it, though, because he doesn't with Mando the entirety of the beginning. He tries to help him.
Yeah, I think he's like anybody who's a friend of Mando. I think he understands that Mando saved him at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like his first meeting with Mando was as a saviour. And so he immediately swore a kind of allegiance to him. And I think it's like any friend of Mando is a friend of mine. That's kind of how I read it. Like you can see that Grief and Mando are kind of working together.
Yeah.
It's difficult to know because we don't really know how much Grogu is understanding.
No.
He's 50. No. He was in the Jedi Temple. He must understand some basic, I would have thought.
Bits.
But
yeah.
We don't really know. They do the old fakey binders ploy, which is a Star Wars classic.
Classic.
Stick the binders on.
We've had this in this series more than once as well, the fake binding.
I'm sure it's in like Rebels loads as well. Like it's a classic. There is a sense of risk to this whole thing. I think Mando is a bit unsure, but once he commits, Cara commits as well. She's definitely, as we said earlier, she seems to be on side with Mando.
But she doesn't trust Grief, does she?
No.
Cara doesn't trust Grief.
She only seems to trust Mando.
Yeah, yeah. We meet these two biker scouts that become iconic in the next episode. they're played by Jason Sudeikis, who was an SNL, like Saturday Night Live comedy performer. So he's well known in the US, less so here. I don't think I know his name, but I don't think I'd have recognised him. Yeah. And Adam Pally, who's also a comedy actor, he was in the Mindy Project, which I've never watched, but it is on my watch list because I love Mindy Kaling.
Okay.
So they're kind of known comedy performers, and it's just amazing. Yeah. Like, we love a good Stormtrooper cameo. They're littered throughout the sequel trilogy. Yeah, they're really funny. And we meet them a little bit in this, and I presume they're the same two that we meet at the beginning of episode 8. It's got to be. It's so funny.
I did have a note here just saying, scary troopers. So there's some... This is where my notes go out of time. I've got no idea what was going on at this point.
There are an awful lot of troopers. There's a lot more than the 4 that Grief suggested they would meet. It's immediately like, oh, wait, the whole of the city is full of troopers. When they're taken to the cantina, which was the cantina, but is now the new Imperial headquarters since they blew up the client's base, wherever that warehouse was.
Yeah.
So we've got this new sort of environment for the Imperials. The client is still rocking his dialogue, as you demonstrated with your favourite line. What exquisite craftsmanship!
I love when he says, "We'll all be quiet."
Yeah.
Hush now, boys.
We will all be quiet.
He's so excited
Let me see the child.
Yeah. It's very weird. His motivations are so questionable.
So questionable, because he's obviously like being considerate to the fact the child is asleep, but then we know that
he's tried to kill it.
I like how we're sort of
strange.
We're told that he is absolutely loyal to the Empire still, because he says the Empire improves any system it touches, which is, apart from being a brilliantly written line, it just tells you that the client is all in with the Imperials. We already knew that, really, because he's got this huge Imperial medallion and still continuing with the Stormtrooper Guard and everything else, but it really helps us to sort of understand that, which is then accelerated by the fact that we've got this Gideon Zoom call.
Yes.
Which does not go well. It ends horribly and predictably with an amazing fight.
It doesn't go well, but I didn't realise until I rewatched it now that Gideon kills him.
Yeah.
Kills the client.
Does he?
Yeah.
It's not, the troopers outside. It's not Mando.
It's not Mando. No, I even round it to check. It's not the blast. No. The blast comes through the window.
Comes from outside. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So he's Zoom calling him from outside.
Yeah, and you can see he sort of waves it away, doesn't he? As if like, I've had enough of this, and then the next second, it's just the blast comes through the window.
The line of like black armored troopers are outside, and they just shoot up everything.
Wow, I've missed that at least 5 times. Okay, I need to get my wits about me.
I think Mando does shoot as well, but the shots definitely come from outside.
Yeah,
I put in my notes that it's absolute chaos.
Like, it is chaos.
It's absolute.
Moff shot first.
Yeah.
Moff shot first.
Okay, new merch.
I put in my notes, dramatic yawn.
Moff shot
first. I think I was just confused because he's a hologram. Like, I thought in my head he's still on his, capital ship somewhere. But he hasn't come down yet.
No, he's on his way.
He's on his way.
Yeah, well, he's not there at that point.
The
first lot of troops are there, and they fire. Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
The troopers fire, and we don't get after the scary troopers do their thing, and it all gets a bit chaotic. That's when the TIE fighter starts coming.
Is this the Death Troopers? Is this the Death Troopers going with the black? Yeah, and they've got terrifying voices. Like, all stormtroopers have slightly distorted voices because their helmets have got voice translators
something
or whatever in them. Yeah. Whereas with the Death Troopers, they have like the distortion level turned up to 10 rather than being on like 2, and you can barely understand them in Rogue One. I don't know that we hear them speaking in this. I can't remember if there's any.
No, didn't hear them. No. They didn't say anything.
Trust me, they're terrifying.
Just fired up. Okay.
When we rewatch Rogue One, listen out for their voice. Like, you can't make out what they're saying. They have been disappointed. Like, they're not very successful in Rogue One. They don't do very well. They don't live up to their terrifying name and presentation.
Yeah.
But in this, they're pretty good. I seem to remember.
Yeah. So then we get the scary TIE fighter appears and Cara goes, "Who's this guy?" Which was also a great line.
It's a great TIE fighter land as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've never seen that happen where the wings sort of fold down.
I also seen it just sort of landed on the wings and just, you get a ladder.
They needed a ladder,
I'm sure we've seen something like that. In Andor, have we seen something like that?
We've seen that in Andor and Force Awakens. Various times, and Rebels as well.
I love the way it folds up.
So whether this is a special one, like a special Gideon, he does love his toys, as we find out as time goes on, and this could be just especially designed. There are all sorts of adaptations of the tie. Again, in Rebels, there's lots of different storylines that involve like custom ties and different types of tie.
Okay.
So this could be a unique Gideon tie.
He doesn't want a ladder.
No.
He doesn't want to go up and down a ladder, no. He doesn't.
Gideon doesn't go down ladders.
It's not his look, is it?
No.
Even with the foldable wings, we don't see him get out. Like, I noticed there's
not even that.
A kind of cutaway, and then it's back, and he's outside in front. We didn't see Giancarlo climbing out awkwardly. And my favourite music cue happens here. It's very minimal. It's like tuned 808 bass drums, like playing notes going boom, boom, with low double basses with it. So we've got like these orchestral low end, as low as you get in the orchestra with dubstep style bass drums. Which are pitched. It's just
for his strut.
Yeah. It's monophonic, but it's just like evil and it tells us so much about his character. It's like, you better live up to this, Gideon, because we're setting you up big here with our distorted bass drums. You have something I want. What a line. Hold that thought.
He's terrifying. He's just terrifying in general.
Yeah, remember that speech, this whole speech.
Scary man.
Keep it in mind.
You'll remember it.
For the end of season 2.
Okay.
You have something I want. What a speech. He's really laying it out. And then, I'm going to find it difficult to talk about at the end of the episode. But it does not go well for poor Quill.
No.
I read about the sort of design factor of the fact that when we see that, because we don't see him getting killed exactly.
No, it's very clever.
It is. And he's reaching out. He's lying there and his hand is reaching out for Grogu. As though he's like, even to his last breath, he was trying to make sure Grogu was safe.
He's safe, yeah. My note on that was just, this is a little bit too much for this morning.
Yeah.
I was watching it very early.
I love the fact that he wasn't replying before that happened.
Yeah.
If we're led to believe it was all happening in the timeline it was. Which I think it was. I think he was just so focused and so determined to get back to the Razor Crest. It was just like he didn't have time or energy to speak to Mando.
I saw him as like just holding on to Grogu. He didn't even want to let go to press the
that's
comms
it.
thing,
Just
did he?
The dedication to the mission was there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oof.
Sad times. Yeah, it's a brutal end. And the credits were just orchestral. There's no electronica or electric instruments. It's just orchestra, which leaves you feeling even more raw somehow. I don't know. It's like
sad.
It's all been stripped away.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for that.
Thanks, Deborah Chow.
This is why we like binge watching, because you can do the next one instantly, and then you don't have to.
I think I was
have to dwell
foolish enough to be watching this on a week by week, and it's pretty hardcore.
That is quite hardcore.
But the anticipation for episode 8, Redemption, Taika Waititi.
I love everything he does.
Me too.
He's great.
For different reasons. This is so unlike everything else I've ever seen that he's done. But it's equally amazing as everything he's ever done.
My first note in this episode was, you don't carry babies in bags. That's not. That's not okay.
You don't hit babies either.
You don't hit babies. You don't punch babies. You don't carry them in bags. No.
If it was a 50-year-old baby, you still don't punch
you
it.
Still don't punch them.
I think at that point, at the point of the punch, if you hadn't already set your countdown timer for the expiration date of these stormtroopers, at this point you knew we were into like less than a minute probably.
Yeah.
I love one of them had a line where he says, "Can I see it?" It's just like this kind of gross fascination, which is probably understandable. You know, they're just soldiers.
Like, you got to see it.
So funny.
But they shoot off with that can. That's just absolutely
they can't hit the can.
This is absolutely informing another thing that we've been tracking over this podcast, which is stormtrooper accuracy.
Stormtroopers can't shoot.
Yeah. I made this great argument early on that they can shoot, and that somebody has done some statistics that shows that they're more accurate than most soldiers in our world.
Really?
Yeah, because shooting...
Unbelievable, right?
in combat, shooting is very unlikely to actually hit. Like, it's not as easy as it seems like it's going to be.
Yeah.
Bit of a gross thought, if you wouldn't have ever necessarily considered that. And although stormtroopers do miss a lot, they do hit sometimes. And I can't remember.
These ones can't shoot them.
Yeah, these guys are dragged down the percentage by quite a lot.
I think
just in that one scene, haven't they?
They're trying to hit something that's not very far away and is static.
And not moving, yeah.
It's so well done. It's brilliant. When he shakes it at the end, he shakes his blaster, the chair.
So
what is shaking it going to tell him?
Yeah.
Faulty.
I like seeing them, though. I like them being like, of course, they're scout troopers.
Yeah.
They're going to get bored, like, just waiting
Yeah.
around. Like, what are they going to do?
I love those little insights into that world, because in the original trilogy, there just wasn't time.
No.
They were enemies. That was all we had time for,
Yeah.
really. But now in these longer form storytelling, we get these opportunities to find out that things aren't as straightforward as you might think.
Yeah.
Or at least they aren't until IG turns up and absolutely annihilates them.
Yeah. IG's an accurate shot.
Yeah. He does all sorts of horrific things to them.
Yeah, breaks arms, smashes heads.
Yeah. That was unpleasant.
But then he apologises. He's the only character to have apologised to Grogu for witnessing violence.
I mean, he's a nurse at the end of the day at this point. Okay, so we're going back to the siege now. The siege is now in full effect. Mando and friends are kind of holed up in the remains of the cantina. Okay. Through this rewatch of The Mandalorian that we're doing, I've introduced this new feature that I've still not made.
Oh my God, it's done.
I need a musical cue for it because it's called End Geek Girls, where I find something in the 2 episodes that we're watching that stems from the Star Wars The Role-Playing Game, which is a late 80s invention made by West End Games, hence End Geek Girls.
End Geek Girls.
It's got some sort of Pet Shop Boys theme here.
This is what we need, I played the role-playing game back when I was at school, and I'm really getting back into it as a result of doing this podcast. So I felt like it was a chance to celebrate that. So this week's West End Geek Girls comes from the 2nd edition, which I also have, as well as the original version. And
obviously,
it's a little section about heavy weapons, in particular the E-Web Heavy Repeating Blaster, which gets name-checked as an E-Web. I love the fact that they call it an E-Web because it was specifically called an E-Web in the role-playing game.
Okay.
And yeah, there's 2 different types in the 2nd edition. I think in the original edition there were 3 different types. There was way too many types of repeating blaster. But in this version, there's a light repeating blaster, which is kind of, I think, what Kara's got. Using. Yeah. And Paz Vizsla, the Mandalorian in the Children of the Watch, in episode 3, I think it was. Anyway, so it's longer than a regular blaster rifle for like large scale actions. It's kind of like a supplement to like your usual ground squads. You might have one person with one of these, but they are normally on some kind of tripod or mount. Unless you're Cara Dune, of course.
And you're just carrying it,
But what we've got here that the Stormtroopers are setting up is an E-Web repeating blaster, which used to be called a heavy repeat blaster, which you can actually mount on a ship.
Right.
It's the limit of what you might call portable blaster technology. It's just about movable by troops, so they can carry it around, but they can't fire it without a tripod to mount it on, which is what they're doing.
Okay.
Again, it's usually like a support weapon for a squad. Which is exactly what's going on here.
I do love the fact that it came in like a stormtrooper coloured flight case.
Yes.
I loved it when they brought it out like, we're on brand.
Yeah.
It's okay, we're on brand.
It matches everything else.
We're going to continue the Imperial aesthetic to the end. For context, the light repeater, like what Kara's using, does 6D damage. So that could be up to 36 points of damage if you're playing the game.
Yeah.
Whereas this is 8D, so that's up to 8 times 6, 48. Is that right?
Sounds about right.
Oh, my maths is all over the shop.
No.
I need to get played again. Multiples of 6.
I'm a singer, I don't do maths.
It has its own power generator, as we discover, because they blow up the power generator, which is what
Yes.
pretty much takes out Mando.
Takes out everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think in that speech, Grief does go through about 3 different versions of that gun.
Does he?
So maybe he referenced quite specifically and says you may remember its predecessor or you may have seen. So he actually does reference 3 different versions.
3 different ones.
I missed that. But I so love that just absolutely backs up what I've just been talking about. Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
There's definitely that.
The reason I'm doing this is because Dave Filoni 100% played the role-playing game when he was at school. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Yeah.
As well as most of the designers of this program. It was made by Blastech, by the way. I forgot to mention Blastech are the company that make the eWeb. I don't know if it's the same one that we see on Hoth when they finally infiltrate the rebel base. And we see some stormtroopers setting one up when Vader steams in just as the Falcon escapes.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that was
I have a question.
Digression. Yeah, you know how it goes.
I've got a question about blasters in general. Watching this morning was the first time that I've ever stopped and gone, what's the ammo situation? Partly because of the trooper that shakes his to check if anything's faulty, but partly because they're talking about repeating blasters a lot and Cara just shoots whatever she feels like whenever she feels like it. Yeah. But obviously they don't have ammo like some guns do.
Yeah, they don't fire like physical.
No, like physical things.
Weapon. Yeah.
The repeating here is the squeeze, I think, of the trigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the repeating is the fact you squeeze the trigger and it keeps on shooting.
And it keeps
rather
going.
than normal blaster. You have to squeeze.
You have to keep squeezing. Yeah.
It's just a burst of energy.
But is it then unlimited?
Blasters have power packs, which we never see them having to recharge. But if you played the role-playing game, your game master would inevitably tell you that your blaster pack has run out. In the middle of a really tense fight. Yeah. The most annoying time. So they charge up. I read somewhere the other day that the idea is they colour the blast so that you can see, like they wouldn't have to be visible, theoretically.
Oh, okay.
This is me reading like the biography written by the guy who was part of writing the role-playing game in the first place. Because the reason we're doing this role-playing game, by the way, John Paul, is like it is not just me being completely tedious. It's because loads of lore in Star Wars did come from the role-playing game. The role-playing game was written when the original trilogy had come out. That was all there was. There were no novels. There was nothing.
I see.
And this company, West End Games, there were about, 5 or 6 people mainly who worked on the role-playing game. And they were licensed to use the Star Wars world. And they wrote loads of stuff building out from the original trilogy. And so much of that stuff has informed, firstly, the expanded universe novels that are now considered legends because Disney debunked them, kind of thing. But also now it's been carried forward into the new Disney canon. Like loads of it goes back to the role-playing game. It's wild.
I can imagine because I've just started D&D.
Have you?
And Oliver's just got into Warhammer. So I can imagine the size of what they did just from that,
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting news.
I know.
Very exciting.
This has got my brain working now. Right.
I had a note because then Cara talks about the Mind Flayer and I was like, hang on.
Okay,
that's a D&D monster.
So 100% D&D.
That was so funny.
It's also Stranger Things name checks the Mind Flayer a lot in, I think, season 2.
Yeah.
And as soon as that came on in Stranger Things, I had to go and find my original 2nd edition Monster Manual and go, Mum, look! There's such a throwaway line that Cara does that. I don't know if that's just like a little Easter egg. I've never come across it elsewhere in Star Wars.
Grief just goes, that was all propaganda.
Yes, that's right.
I wonder if it's referring to, in Rogue One, there's Borg Gullet, which is this creature that lives with Saw Gerrera's team, and they attach Bodhi, the Imperial defector, to it, and it extracts stuff from his memory and also leaves him absolutely deranged for a little while. He does get his memory back, but for a while they're escaping from Jeddah, he's absolutely lost his mind because of what Borg Gullet did.
Maybe there is a mind flare.
And it feels a bit mind flare-ish. So
mind flare,
Okay.
There's evidently some things like that in Star Wars that could be,
I then also had a note about Moff Gideon being cold and terrifying. He knows too much but he does have direct and clear communication, which I appreciate.
Yes. You know where you stand.
Yeah. You know exactly where you stand with him.
Yeah. There is one great line. I can't remember what it is now, but he basically says, I will do whatever I need to do to advance myself or whatever it is. Just
I will act in my own self-interest.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And just perfect. Just like, that's what it is.
Yeah, obviously.
But there's, I know you've been doing the, what's it called? The Wilhelm Scream watch.
Yes, we have.
I thought maybe I'd challenge you to see if you could spot any dolly zooms from here on out.
Dolly zooms.
Dolly zooms from
because there's
here on
one
out.
right at the end of what I'm calling Moff Gideon's Night of a Thousand Tears speech. When he references everybody and says, gives all the background and gives the impression that he knows far too much about them. Yeah. Just at the end, it zooms in normally, and to the very end of it, there's a little dolly zoom just to sort of give a little bit of bite to the end of the speech.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So if anyone who's listening, a dolly zoom, do you want to blow by blow what a dolly zoom, how it works?
Go on then.
Well, it's quite basic, I think, really, isn't it? It's just zooming in with so moving forward with the dolly while moving back with the lens, or vice versa.
Yes.
It'll work either way. But I think that generally
that's
how it's done. I think there's a camera on a, what do you want to call it, wheels? A
dolly.
On a dolly,
a camera on a dolly, and the dolly moves forward, and then the lens goes back, and then that creates this slightly disorienting effect.
Yeah.
I think me and Ollie spent a really long time trying to do it on a carton of orange juice once.
Amazing.
Yes.
And I think that was with you, that was your camera. Yeah.
I remember. Well, the behind the scenes of The Messenger,
Amazing.
Wasn't it not the flip cam?
Oh, it might have been the flip cam, actually.
Wow.
Which would belong to the...
the school.
Anyway,
That's a story for another time.
Classic.
If you watch Severance on Apple TV, the whole premise of that is this going in and out of the workplace, and you go in an elevator, and during the elevator ride it does like a close zolly, as they call it.
Is that they call it?
Zolly.
Right.
Yeah.
The classic one is the Jaws moment, isn't it? That's like the epic classic one.
Yeah.
Absolute classic. I hadn't even noticed that. Amazing. I love it.
Gosh.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about the speech, because this is the big law drop as far as I'm concerned. This is where we start to go like, wait, what? The name checking of everybody.
All of them.
Yeah.
He knows who they all are.
Okay, so the Siege of Mandalore, Night of the Thousand Tears.
Yes.
We still don't know the full details of this, but it's been told in a variety of different ways since, just in a sort of small way, but we're only getting little nuggets. They're still like leaving us wanting more, which is a great example of how Star Wars lore is just thrown at you, and you don't really know all of the details, but you hope that one day we'll find out. But from what we know, it was around 4 to 5 years after the Battle of Yavin, so probably about 5 years before this.
Okay.
And Bo-Katan, who we're going to meet, but we've already met in Clone Wars and Rebels at this point, at that point was the leader of Mandalore, the planet Mandalore, and they call her the Mandalore. Yeah. And she claimed the planet as the Empire were trying to sort of infiltrate them.
Okay.
And the Empire absolutely annihilated them and wiped out
most of them.
Yeah. Destroyed the planet in terms of it's still there, but it's pretty much unlivable.
Right.
It's been absolutely desecrated. And the remaining Mandalorians we don't really know where they all are, but they've drifted off in different factions in their small kind of cells, like the Armorer's little cell
that we've seen,
that she's got going on Navarro, or were on Navarro, but we don't really know where they are now. Yeah. And we don't really know at this point where any of the others are, but we do know roughly what he's talking about if we've watched all of Clone Wars and Rebels. It's sort of, you've got like a sort of working knowledge of what was happening on Mandalore, and you can sort of guess what may have happened in the meantime. Okay. But you're left dying to know. And of course, we get the amazing reveal at the very end of this episode, which we'll get to, which tells us even more about what may or may not have happened at the Siege of Mandalore. The Night of the Thousand Tears, I understand, is just one part of the purge. Of the Mandalorians. Yeah. Which is pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then we've got some flashbacks.
Yes.
Where they're talking about Mando flashbacks. And this was one of my favourite music cues.
Yeah, this is brilliantly done, this whole scene.
Incredible.
When the lid drops down and the explosion happens at the same time. That's just fantastic in itself.
Yeah. There's something about the threes, or I can't remember, the super battle droids, the heavy upper body ones that don't say Roger, Roger.
Yeah.
I was thinking, is this the first time we've seen them in live action? And of course it's not.
No.
Because we saw them in the prequels.
Yeah.
A fair amount. But because the prequels were early days of digital animation, they
don't look
the
as
technology
impressive.
then, they didn't look as real and as heavy somehow.
But I will say they do fall over very easily in this scene. I was watching,
they're not very good, are they?
There was like 2 blasts and they're down, each one of them. I was quite surprised by that. So they look impressive. Maybe being top heavy didn't help them out.
I would say that's just telling us how powerful Mandalorians are.
I think so.
My memory of the Clone Wars is that they didn't do very well in that either.
Okay, right.
Still, like clones were just shooting them down left, right and centre. Yeah. They weren't particularly any better. A bit more intimidating looking than B1s.
The really skinny ones,
yeah, which are more comedy value. Yeah, but it's nice seeing them again. And it kind of places this story a little bit. We're not quite sure where or when or anything. We still don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure at one point, maybe in the film that's coming out in May, we might find out a little more about his background. But it does tell us a bit more visually about the idea of foundlings and that the Mandalorians will rescue young people that need rescuing when they can and adopt them into their creed.
Yeah.
And we get that little 2-part dialogue where Cara says Mandalorian isn't a race and Mando says it's a creed, which did we kind of hear the armourer say that earlier?
Yeah, the armourer said something like it.
Yeah. Which tells us that you don't have to be born Mandalorian. Yeah. You can be adopted into it. The Mandalorian way, which I love. I really love that. Again, it responds to, there was a lot of debate in the fandom about Jango Fett and consequently Boba Fett as whether they are Mandalorians. And
well, we've seen Jango Fett's face.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily tell us whether he's a Mandalorian or not. Yeah. He could be anybody. And we don't know if Mandalorians are all humans at this point.
Yeah.
We've seen Mandalorians in the Clone Wars and Rebels without their helmets on many, many times, and they've all been humans, but there's nothing to say that
they're all human.
Don't have to be human. Yeah, exactly. So it answers a lot of stuff, but it also asks loads of questions, which I love.
And on a side note, what I found watching it back again was, having seen season 2 and 3, it was actually quite nice not having that much Mandalorian lore in most of this. It was nice to have a lighter, just, adventure-y sort of shoot 'em up vibe going on. And I loved,
it's just a conversation.
I loved season 2 and 3. I really did. But the first season, I think, I don't know, it had more of that sort of gunslinger kind of feel to it, didn't it? And I think it was a nice way in, definitely, to this whole extended, universe with all the TV shows.
Interesting.
I think that ties in back a lot to what we were saying at the beginning of the episode, where there is Star Wars where you can just get thrown in like this, like season 1, whereas season 2 and season 3 get increasingly weighed down by their attachment to Rebels and the Clone Wars, particularly.
Interesting.
Which is different things for different people, I guess. And the hope is, as you say, that people can come into this series, season 1, and just go along for the ride. And then gradually they're going to learn about these people. And I can't imagine watching season 3 without knowing what I know about Clone Wars and Rebels, but
I'm about to.
I'm intrigued to find out if you make sense, like what your interpretation of it all is,
having not seen
it, and how it sits with you, and whether it feels like it makes sense. I'm sure it will, because it's being made by very clever storytellers that I'm sure talk about this stuff all the time and try and figure out how can we get. Their aim is to get more people to watch Disney Plus at the end of the day. Well, that's a very merciless way of putting it. That's Disney's aim. I don't think that's Filoni and Favreau's aim.
No.
Filoni and Favreau have each got different aims. I think Favreau is probably more on that thing of let's get everybody in to see this show. Because he likes telling stories to lots of people. He's a very brilliant filmmaker, and that's what he does so well in all sorts of different settings. Whereas Filoni is more, I just want to tell people about Mandalorians and about the Jedi and about the nuances and the details. And I'm sure between them, they've got quite a good kind of chemistry of one informing the other about all the details and the lore and everything else, and the other one saying, yeah, but we're just trying to tell a good story.
Yeah.
And the balance has shifted a little bit throughout the seasons. It'll be interesting to see where they go next, because it feels like at the end of season 3, we're jumping forwards massively here. It feels like it kind of wrapped up. It was almost a full stop of sorts.
I was quite surprised when I saw the film coming out, actually.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the full stop has finished that big diversion that they did in about Mandalorian. Because, spoiler alert, Seah, there's quite a lot about what's going on here.
Can't cover my ears, I've got headphones
on. You're forced to listen to our spoilers. Yeah, we find out a lot more about Mandalorian, Bo-Katan, and all this other stuff. So there are, if you've watched Clone Wars and Rebels, you know some of anyway, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. You're going to get it fed to you. But it does all wrap up.
Okay.
But it's not the end of Mando's story. And I think I, like you, was surprised, John Paul, in that, wow, we're getting more. It's going to be a film. Interesting. I wonder how that's going to work. But I feel like they're reset. I think that's the exciting thing, is that from what I've heard as well about the film, not that we know much about it at this point, but from the rumours and the different podcasts that I listen to, people talking about it, it feels like it's going to be back to a season 1 style vibe where it's an adventure. You know, it's not weighed down.
Weighed down with lore.
Having said that, I hope we find out more about Grogu in particular, because we haven't found out much about him.
I think that's going to happen, Yeah.
It
has to.
I think they've purposefully... They had to pause the Grogu story. They did feed us a few little nuggets along the way, but mostly they paused Grogu's story so that we could tell Bo-Katan's story and sort of resolve all of that. Which, whether they intended that when they wrote this Moff Gideon stuff, I don't know, because it's a big setup what he's saying here.
Yeah.
It's interesting how they got there.
Interesting.
Yeah, that music in that flashback, again, it's like South Asian, I think Indian flute and Spanish guitar.
Yeah.
And it's this kind of mysticism with the Western, And
there's a really bizarre LFO pulse thing that goes through quite a lot of it, right up until the doors are shut.
Wow.
And then once the doors are shut, it kind of all cuts out. There's the explosion. And then when they're opened again, we just have one guitar for a bit. Before the strings come back
it's the
in.
Brian May electric guitar, isn't it? Which it feels like, whether it's Mandalorians in general or whether it's this particular sect, the Armorers sect of the Mandalorians, do seem to be represented by this distorted electric guitar.
Yeah.
We had it in season 1 with the major 7th dissonance called down, whatever it is. Can't say major 7th. Sorry, musicians.
The piano's over
We're all
there.
musicians. Wait. Did you get Brian May vibes, John Paul, as a Queen fan?
Yeah, there is a bit of that throughout, isn't there? It's really, I mean...
yes, it's kind of like harmonised twiddling.
Yeah, more Queen, I think. Well, unless they're both just thinking of the one that Steve Howe was on. Innuendo. Yeah.
Yes.
Perhaps we're both just feeling Innuendo vibes,
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about Innuendo. No, I was thinking earlier Queen, but Innuendo, yes, 100%. Yeah.
It's Innuendo sort of vibes, isn't
absolutely.
it? Yeah. So, my note on the music was, as a music teacher, I always teach this film music unit and give them the option of who to choose to look at. You know, are they going to look at John Williams? Are they going to look at Ennio Morricone? Are they going to look at, whoever it might be, Howard Shore, whoever? Yeah. And I always say to them, don't go for TV, go for films. And it's completely changed in the last 5 years or so, 6 years since Mando and since other things have come out. And they're saying, well, can we just look at Stranger Things? And I'm like, well,
Sure.
It's all so cinematic now, the scoring, isn't it? And Goranson's work on the theme and everything is just incredible.
Yeah. We were talking about it a few weeks ago, the behind the scenes series on Disney Plus, The Gallery, where they do the behind the scenes of season 1 of Mandalorian. There's an entire episode about Ludwig, and it's so interesting and so cool. It's the kind of thing that as musicians we'd love to see, like these creators, how they work, their workflow, and seeing footage of them creating, and like we so rarely see that. But they gave him a whole episode and it's so interesting. Definitely recommend it. You'll love it. And it'd be a good one to show any students who are doing anything like this. Like his work process is so interesting. How he does so much of it at home, just bashing around on his instruments and like the main do.
Yeah, you get that feel. It is very organic. And I think it ties in with the whole vibe of the series, is bring it back to being more physical, doesn't it? It feels like a physical score. And obviously, lots of electronic elements in there. But again, you can imagine somebody sitting there with their synth and creating those sounds in the in that sort of way.
That's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he's got quite a lot of analog synths in there, isn't he?
There is a lot. He's got modular in his studio, and like for anybody listening who doesn't know, modular synths are these huge synthesizers that came around in the 60s and 70s that you plug into each other, and
you have to patch them.
Like an old switchboard look.
Exactly. Very fiddly and prone to mistakes and not working and everything else. But that's part of their charm, and I think Ludwig is very much that kind of artist that would integrate that kind of thing.
It's part of what makes it fun.
He had a big job to do. Even like the animation series, they dabbled a little bit, but they mainly stayed fairly close to the John Williams template. Whereas this was going to be something different.
It's completely different.
An amazing job of creating something that was still Star Wars. I think his influences of Morricone and, samurai movies, there's very much informs his stylistic choices, which made sure that it stayed in Star Wars. You couldn't fail but make it Star Wars if you use those influences.
So while Mando's giving this whole speech, Grief's casually drinking spotchka in the background.
It's not having a good time.
Mando's having this whole outpouring of this is where I came from, blah, 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 all of this stuff. And then it just keeps cutting away to one Grief drinking in the background of the story, and then IG speeding through.
Oh, yes. IG, oh my gosh, with Grogu strapped.
With Grogu strapped to him. And I have an interesting note here that IG-11 shoots a couple of troopers. Grogu laughs.
But I laughed as well. I laughed at that exact same point. I thought it was such a brilliant comic death. It was fantastic.
Is this another branch of our tracking of whooping while killing?
Whooping / laughing while killing.
Like Finn and Rey, like in the gun turrets of the Falcon, whooping in joy when they kill somebody. Which we've seen in the original trilogy.
It happens throughout. Yeah.
And now we've got Grogu, who's effectively a baby.
Laughing at death.
Learning bad habits.
But the laugh that he does is a stock sound. And
is it?
I know it's a stock sound because it's in my library.
Oh my gosh.
And if you listen to loads of BBC audio drama like I used to, I don't so much anymore, but I used to.
Such a sound.
You hear that laugh over and over. Like it's the baby's laugh that everything
uses. A baby
uses.
laugh meme. Amazing. All right, we need to get that on the soundboard.
I don't think it's an actual audio. I've got it. I'll find it. I don't think it's an actual. I don't know if it's a meme in general or whether it's just really hard to get babies to make sounds cleanly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So there's only a few in circulation.
Yes.
Because you notice the same babies popping up over and over again in in a lot of media.
I wonder if there's more of that in Grogu's.
There is, yeah. The way he babbles a lot is kind of, I've heard those babbles before. It's not
interesting. That's fascinating.
It's a soundboard.
Wow. I love that. I loved seeing more of IG's animation. I still can't figure out how they've animated him. It's so cool. It looks a bit like stop motion, which is how they animated the original Scout Walkers in Return of the Jedi, with models and moving them a frame at a time. But it doesn't look quite like that either. But it doesn't look like computer animation either. Need to find out
how they did it.
The information will be out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Just need to do our research better.
I did think there was a slight shift in the look of him after the fight, and then when he got on the speeder, there was a definite different look. Colouring was different.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's to do with his lights, because he's got all the lights on his head and stuff. Maybe he illuminates himself differently when he's in different moods.
Yeah, he's
something
quite
else
moody,
to track,
isn't he?
He is quite moody.
That's great. I love it. I like the flame trooper who comes with the flamethrower to start burning them out.
Yeah.
He's got red on his armor, like red painted on.
I was
Sort
getting
of separate.
real Isengard vibes when I saw him.
Yeah.
Straight away.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, real Isengard vibes.
We've been noticing a few Lord of the Rings tie-ins, actually.
There's a lot.
Yeah. When you said about the traveling shot earlier on with the music.
Get off the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, my note there was just, ooh, red fire trooper.
Grogu does his little bit of magic.
Grogu does the magic hand thing.
Yeah.
Do the magic hand thing, baby. Come on, baby.
So Mando gets blown up by the power pack
Yes.
from the E-Web,
Yeah.
and IG is ultimately going to try and save him.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if he originally had a built-in back to spray, or whether that's something
That Quill put in.
Because I can't imagine an IG
Interesting.
unit who traditionally they're just assassins. They're kind of
Yeah,
killing
they wouldn't need
machines.
to save people.
Yeah, why would they have back to?
That's interesting.
But it totally would scan that Quill would install
in.
that
Yeah,
as part of his nurse, because he's a nurse droid. So
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
now got like medicine.
And then we have a face reveal.
We do have our first Pedro moment.
I know that it's Pedro, but I still wasn't ready for that. And I don't know how
I think
much
the
I like
voice
him.
doesn't go with the face.
No.
It's so bizarre. Knowing Pedro.
Did you just say that you don't know how much you like? What?
What? What was that?
Seah. So I'm not going to judge you for not liking Pedro. It's
I
fine.
don't like Pedro. I have a
There's
type.
one less
It ain't
competition for
it.
the rest of the Star Wars.
It
fandom.
ain't it.
I think about Pedro, it's not his face necessarily. I mean, according to the internet, it's his knee anyway.
What?
so-
Hang on.
There's an-
I'm not glossing over that. Tell me more about the
There's an
knees.
entire fandom of Pedro's knee, his slutty knee. I think because at one award ceremony he posed with his knee out. He's wearing the shorts, and since then, I mean, I'm in a Facebook group that's just dedicated to Pedro's knee.
I mean,
in a
I'm in one for
respectful
David
way,
Tennant's
In a
knees, to be fair.
respectful way. You're worshipping the knee at a distance.
Yeah. Just quietly appreciating
The thing is, there's a corner on the internet for all of us.
for everything.
And if you're amongst the right people, there's no judgment.
Incredible.
Unfortunately, we never get to see his knee in The Mandalorian. But
He's
we'll take
wearing
his
armor.
face. We'll take his face, even if he's a bit battered.
Not take his
looking.
face. No, I don't think it matches the voice. That's interesting, actually. I hadn't thought that it wasn't a match until you just said it just now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really odd. I can never quite match the two together.
I know what you mean.
It's
Yeah.
really strange. And I think that's why it works so well when he has the mask on, when he has the helmet on, sorry.
Yeah.
Is that you don't all the time think it's Pedro. It's
Yeah.
because the voice works so well by itself.
I didn't know until the credits of the first episode that it was Pedro.
There we go.
So-
I mean, you wouldn't his voice is not his typical speaking voice. He's got a voice character for Mando.
Yeah.
He's doing it very much as a voice actor, which is super interesting, especially as he isn't in the suit most of the
lot of the
time as
time.
well. So
No.
there's all this weird combination performance thing, and
Yeah.
yet as soon as we see his face, it doesn't match. Whereas it is the one thing that actually does match.
Yeah.
is his
Yeah.
voice.
Because it is his voice.
Yeah,
That
very
goes
true.
with that face,
Very
but not
true.
with that body most of the time.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
It is
Really
interesting.
interesting.
I love the way they've built this character in
Yes.
such an unusual way. It's so good.
It is an unusual way. And maybe think first time I watched it, I thought you've got the two main characters. One, you can't see their face, and the other can't
Yeah.
speak.
It's a puppet.
It's a puppet.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can't speak, you can't make words. So
Yeah.
the two main characters, between the two of them, barely are one usual character, are they? It's very, very clever. But I love
It's
this scene
clever.
with IG. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yeah.
living thing.
Yeah,
he's-
I'm not
he's
living
very
But
thing.
at that
much
point,
like,
you've
I am no man.
humanized him at that
Yeah.
point, and he very is.
Then he follows it
He is
up
a living
with, that
thing.
was a joke.
Yeah.
Straight after. So you've got,
You've
I'm not a
damaged
living
your
thing.
central
And then
processing
that was a
unit.
joke. Yeah.
Was that a Taika ad lib, I wonder? Because that feels very Taika. To just button the scene with that rather than. Yeah, he says something about his central processing unit.
He says,
doesn't
you've
he?
damaged your central processing unit. And Mando goes,
Yeah.
do you mean my brain? And he goes, that was a joke. It was meant to put you at ease.
Yeah.
Now we're going to meet another iconic helmeted character that we love already.
The armourer.
And she doles out another load of lore. She even says, I'm talking of songs of the eons or something. I can't remember the exact word.
So I had a note there being like, we've talked about songs a couple of times. She's mentioned you'll have heard it in the songs before. And I'm like, where are these songs? I would like to hear them, please.
My guess is that it's just fantasy
stories,
wording of like, this is how we tell our tales kind of a thing, like a bardic sort of
it sets up that oral tradition of an ancient race kind of feel, doesn't it?
Where stories are important. Absolutely, a lot of tradition involved, but it could be there are actual songs.
That's why I took it as, where are the songs? But that might be just before they run into the armorer again, is potentially my favorite piece of score, because it goes really, really minimal while they're walking through the sewers. And they're like trying to find their way through.
Do we get those clashing major sevenths again?
And then the choir comes in. And I am a sucker for a choir.
You're a big choir fan.
Choir fan.
Choir singer. Choir performer.
But I think that's my favorite bit.
Ultimately, she hints at this whole thing about the Mandalorians and the Jedi, which is sowing some seeds. We already know a bit about that. Yeah, but she's definitely sowing seeds of the future there.
Yeah.
And she gives him a jetpack.
Yes.
The Rising Phoenix.
The Rising Phoenix.
But again, it's like fantasy gobbledygook, isn't it? But of the most beautiful kind.
Yeah.
And establishes his Mudhorn signet.
Yeah. But she also drops all the foundling lore, so she's kind of solidifying this. Grogu is yours to take care of now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you are a clan of two.
Yeah.
So he's now a new clan, which is, which again, we were just saying, can Mandalorians be other than human? Well, evidently, because
she's just told that Grogu
pretty much said Grogu is a foundling. Yeah.
She says he's your foundling now.
You're his father.
Yeah, you're his father.
Yeah, he's now got a mission for season 2, which is awesome. I love her little scene where she's just kneeling and meditating.
I know, and then she just kicks ass.
Yeah.
With her tools, which are now her weapons as well.
How often do you see a stormtrooper's mask break?
Yes.
Never.
That never happens. Just takes half of it off.
Smashes it away with her little tongs or hammer or whatever it is. I've got the little action figure on of her, and she's got the little hammer thing. It's really cool.
Okay. This is potentially my least favourite droid ever. I don't know why it freaks me out so much.
It's so disturbing.
Bad.
But the ferry droid is really scary.
It really is. Nothing's in proportion. It's just so odd.
We're sort of duped into this false sense of security of, it's an R2 unit.
It looks like it,
Oh my God, it's standing up. It's got legs. Oh, that's wrong. And it's making R2 sounds.
Yeah.
But it hasn't got an R2 body.
It's got sort of River Styx kind of look to it with pushing along. It's, I think
that's intentional.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Fire.
Yeah.
So this chamber that they're in is a really interesting use of the volume where they film, the sort of like horseshoe wall of screens, which is how they... Have you seen any of that, John Paul? Where they film, they don't use blue screens. They film in what's called the volume, which is a horseshoe arrangement of LED screens. Right. And on the screens, they show the backdrops, and they create the backdrops digitally beforehand. And then the lighting of the LED screens is connected to the camera. So as you adjust the camera lens, so say you do like a zoom or something like that, the background all changes. So if you're in there, it looks a bit weird. It all goes a bit like...
Like that bit in Mission Impossible when he's walking down the corridor. Have you seen that one? He has a little thing. He does it in real time. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Or like... Inception, there's some stuff in Inception where the city starts to warp a bit. It's that kind of thing that happens. But the actors then, at least they're roughly in the environment rather than just being in a green screen room.
Yeah.
They're in a space that vaguely looks right. And then obviously there's bits of actual set, but only very partial set, like they don't have to reveal very much. And it illuminates the cast as well, so they don't have to light. The lighting is all very natural because it comes from the backdrops, and it speeds up post-production. So it's really cool. Again, it's in that gallery behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
Really worth a look. So they had to make this, like design this cavern of lava to be as big as the volume, or at least bigger than the volume, so that it looked right, if you know what I mean. Because it was smaller than the volume was across, which is I think 70 feet diameter. So it's got to be at least as big as that. So obviously there's no real cavern, no real lava thing. It's all animated, and then but like they're in.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure how what the boat is in. The ground. Do they LED the ground? Because
what are they doing?
The lava is really well designed as well, because it's kind of black and crusting. It's not just
it's not
orange
lava
flowing, which sometimes looks a bit fakey, because real lava is cooling, as it goes along, and it's very realistic.
Is it IG who goes, careful, it's lava or something?
Yes. Does Kara say, no kidding, or something?
Something like that, yeah. Brilliant.
And so now they're on this weird, Venetian gondola down the River Styx, as you said.
The ferry droid's kind of whistly singing. It's I like his sound design, but I just hate the look of him.
It's just awful.
Terrifying.
And one of the saddest sacrifices in Star Wars memory.
When Kara kills the droid?
No, the IG.
No, that's fine. That droid deserved it just for looking creepy.
Just for being. Yeah.
In fact, probably less creepy when the head's off, actually.
It's fine. Once the head's gone, it's okay.
I was referring to IG. His absolute commitment to protecting Grogu, which is what we all want to do. We're all 100% with him.
Promise me he'll be safe with you, and then I can do my other default to other programming.
And it works. He finally gets to do his self-destruct that was
promised at the beginning,
in episode 1, and blows up a load of stormtroopers. He probably whooped as he did it.
Yeah,
in his own IG way.
A little whoop.
To then the TIE fighter, which the terror of the TIE fighter sound design works every time.
Jetpack versus TIE fighter.
Jetpack versus TIE fighter.
My note.
I think Giancarlo, sorry, I'm mispronouncing his name, loves being in the cockpit of a TIE. If you watch it with that in mind, his
he looks quite happy.
His choices are just I am loving this.
He does grin when Mando lands on the top. He looks up and gives a massive grin. Just there he is. It's brilliant.
Got him.
It's so cool. What a finale moment for the season. We did not go into this expecting to see Mando jetpacking onto a TIE fighter and then,
blowing
it out the sky. Pretty much unsuccessfully, because
he survived it.
At the very end, of course, he survived. We do get that little bit of Mando leaving, big orchestral moment, which drops to the little is it glockenspiel or celesta that we always get it at the end of the credits. I think it's glockenspiel.
I think it's glockenspiel.
As he's burying Quill. It's a really intimate moment with the little twinkly whatever it is. But the Jawas are already on the TIE, taking it apart,
doing their thing.
Jawa.
I did notice that Jawas, when they run, they always run with their arms up in the air like this.
They do, don't they? I've never
so when they run away, they're like, woo, run. They put their arms up in the air.
Again, in the role-playing, I think it might have been the same guy that played the Ewok. I think I mentioned this in an earlier episode.
Oh, yeah. You told me
a friend of mine
this.
played an Ewok in the role-playing game. It was incredibly annoying. I think at another point he played a Jawa for the same annoyingness. It's just you've only got 2 words in your... in your dictionary, and we've had enough of them already. But massive moment for Clone Wars and particularly Rebels fans, I think, as the Darksaber blade cuts through the body of the TIE fighter. And out steps Gideon, wielding the Darksaber. What a cliffhanger. Dum, dum, dum.
Intrigue.
This left us for, in the UK, I think we had about 8 months before season 2 came out. And the speculation was wild.
Yeah. That was a question. It's a Darksaber then, is it?
Yes. I'm not going to answer that question.
Fine.
That's if you want to actually go to bed tonight.
Fair enough.
But again,
I will look it up on my own.
The presentation of Gideon there is that he's totally assured and confident with it, and is again just like that whole thing of dropping it in, isn't it? It's just there he is, there it is. He isn't even brandishing it, is he? Really?
No.
He just cuts his way through, and then he's just holding it casually, like this is just part of his armor, isn't it? It's just it's great. It's really well established from the off.
I mean, knowing how hallowed this weapon is, the fact that he's just using it to casually cut his way out of a TIE fighter
as a tin opener.
It's like, wow, this guy is mean. He's absolutely off the scale. What a guy.
Wow.
What a guy. Wow. Amazing.
Okay.
This was great. Thank you so much, John Paul, for
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Like, if you're ever in the mood for any more Star Wars in the future, we'd love to have you back on.
We'll be doing many more things.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think we're going Clone Wars next after this. I have a feeling Andor's going to be not far behind, because all of our previous guests are constantly saying, can I come on for Andor? Can I come on for Andor?
Jessica's pinning me down and she's making me watch all of it in 2 days. So we're going to see
Andor
if we
in
can
2
do
days.
We're going to do Andor in 2 days, or at least a bit of it. As much as we can in 2 days.
Good luck. So thank you, everybody, for listening and coming on this Mandalorian Season 1 journey. We will be back next week with Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2, with a special guest who's very close to home, quite literally in my home,
in your
as
house.
we speak, and has consequently become a massive Star Wars fan. So she's going to come on for
By
Episodes 1 and 2 of
osmosis.
Season 2. I can't wait for these next 2 episodes. They are both delightful.
Excellent.
Yeah. We will see you then. Until then, bye.
Bye.